Good morning. If you guys are clicking on this video or my channel for the very first time, I want to say thank you so much. And if you like my kinds of videos, definitely hit that subscribe button, like the video of course, and then let me know in the comments that you subscribe so you can be added for my giveaways. My name is Marley. I do Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart videos in Central Florida area. I'm usually posting about 5 days a week. I'm pretty consistent with that. Some weeks it will be 4 days a week just because I have like 3-day weekends. So maybe once or twice a month you won't have a 5-day week video, you'll have a 4-day week video. So last week I made a video about why I do the gig work that I do, which is Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart. I am on a wait list with Grubhub. Amazon Flex is not hiring in my area, and I think Shipt is the same thing. I know somebody was trying to get me connected with Spark, so I'm still working on that. I just need to send another email about that. But that's where I stand with the gig apps, and I do it for the freedom pretty much. I can come and go as I please, work as much as I want, work as less as I want. And with, when you have a child, that kind of help, it's good when you can, go pick her up from school or take her to appointments or take the day off and spend the day with her because, that's my daughter. So the flexibility is the main reason why I do what I do. So since I made that video last week, I figured, you know what, why don't I tell you all where I worked and why I actually quit. So I worked at Walmart. Yes, that's right, Walmart. And I worked there for 13 years.
You serious?
And you deal with a lot working at Walmart. I'm sure I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff. I have some talking points that I did write down, so I'm gonna try and go over those just a little bit. But for a long time I really did love Walmart, and I was like ride or die Walmart. Walmart was my life. Shortly after I started working there, I did get pregnant, and then I had patients, and it was still really good. I was working like the night shift 2 to 11, well, the afternoon shift or whatever, second shift, the 2 to 11, and then I busted my butt to get promoted. I really wanted to get promoted. Like the first week I was there, I was like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? I wanted to know. I had to wait my turn to get promoted because I really wanted to be promoted in my department that I was at, which was the lingerie department. So that was like ladies accessories, bras, underwear, backpacks, sleepwear, socks, that kind of stuff, all for the ladies. So then they combined those departments, and I did all of those departments as an associate. Helping the customers, doing the returns, making everything look nice, making sure it's right. When it was time to do the resets, I would help with those, and I finally got promoted. So I think it took like 3 years just because I had to wait for a vacancy in my department. I won my department, and then I finally was like, you know what, let me just transfer. There's a position open at a different store. So when I put the transfer in, my manager's like, he calls me up because I was off that day, or I was on vacation or something. She's like, oh, I heard you're trying to leave. And I'm like, yeah, I really wanted to be department manager of lingerie. And she's like, well, I have a position for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, what is it? And she said, department manager. And I'm like, of what department? Because I know my department's not open. She was like, of lingerie. And I'm like, oh yes, awesome. So at the time, my department manager was going through a lot of stuff at home, and she was, having to take off a lot of work. So that's how I got bumped up in there, because she was having issues, and it was my time, y'all. So for a while it was really good. I did that for I think about 5 years. And then I was like, you know what, I'm bored. Like, you do the same thing every day. It's the same thing. You help unload the truck, put all the stuff away, put it in the back if it doesn't fit out on the floor, and with the clothes, oh man, that was a hot mess. Over the years it's gotten a lot better to where the clothes doesn't have as much overstock to where you don't have to put it in the back. But when it first started, the back room was so packed, so hard to get up there. Then you have to get the tall ladder because it's like 3 stories high of clothes. So you're kind of like risking getting on that ladder. And if you don't get on the ladder, you kind of can't do your job right unless you have, you know, like a medical thing saying like, hey, she can't get on the ladder, which I didn't have. I was perfectly fine. Of course not while I was pregnant. While I was pregnant, I didn't do any of that. I was just a regular associate doing my job. So finally did that, got promoted, was doing all that stuff. Price changes sometimes, you know, because, well, when you get promoted, you have to do the price changes, but price changes. So you actually have to go in there. And when you work in apparel, it's like thousands of price changes drop at one time. It's crazy. So you have to go around, find everything, do on-hand changes. So if it says you have 10, maybe you only have 5. So you would change it. Now the system is you don't change it to down unless it's 0. Just because it might be floating around somewhere. You never know. But, you know, as the years go on, you don't really get a lot of help. Sometimes you're doing stuff by yourself. Associates call out, and there's nothing you can really do about that. So if you're the only person in the department, and then after I didn't like not that I didn't like lingerie department, but I was bored because I've been doing it for 5 years. So I went to the jewelry department, and I liked it. And it was just jewelry at the time. Jewelry and shoes used to be together, but then they separated it. So I was just doing jewelry. The only thing I didn't like about jewelry was the ear piercing. I never had to do it by myself, thank gosh. I probably couldn't. I don't like it at all. But then in 2013, I got into a car accident. Somebody hit my car, and they were coming out of the gas station, and they didn't see my car. I was going straight. They came out of the gas station and hit the front of my car. And when the airbag deployed, it shattered my wrist. So I do have a scar, and I still have pain and all that from that. So I was out for like 3 months. I couldn't, you can't work if you don't have the arm. So I was out for 3 months, and when I came back, they were like, oh, well, you're going to be in shoes now, because I don't even remember what happened. They put me in shoes, no more jewelry. So I'm like, okay. Or no, was it jewelry and shoes? I think it was jewelry and shoes together. And then when I came back from the accident, it separated, and I got the shoe department, which if you get shoes, you're going to make a little bit less money, because if you have a department with a register, you make more money because you have the register, your customer service area. So, oh man, and shoes was a lot. Shoes was a lot. You have price changes you have to do. You have resets you have to do. You have customers. Sometimes customers are nasty. Oh my goodness, they are nasty. And sometimes you get the same customers. I had a lot of customers that were really nice and would come when I went to the next department that I went to, and they would come and they would request me because they liked me. But when you have resets, sometimes it's easier just to go overnight to do the resets. But sometimes they're like, no, we don't want you overnight because we need you during the day to help the customers. But then it's like, then the customers are in the way when you try and do the resets, and you can't really close an aisle because then the customers can't shop, and they don't like that. So it was just a lot of different policies and stuff that they do. So no help. The customers were rude as hell a lot of the times. I mean, of course, not every customer is rude, but the rude customers definitely outweigh the good customers. There's nothing you can do about that. The customer is always right policy is trash because the customer is not always right. We know they lie so bad. It's like Walmart is like the trash of retail. Like the people that go in there are just, oh, they're just rude. So like I said, so now I'm in shoe department, and then they combined them both again. So that, what does that mean for me? It means I wouldn't have anywhere to go. So then I'm like, all right, the position opened up. They were like, oh, well, how do you feel about electronics? And I'm like, oh, I never thought about it because I'm like, I don't know. The store manager at the time, which the store managers never lasted very long. They always lasted like a couple months, a year maybe at the most. He was like, well, how do you feel about photo and wireless? And I'm like, oh, all right. So I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So of course I'm going to get a little more money again because photo has a register. So I did that for about a year, year and a half, 2 years. I can't remember how long it was. And then they combined the departments again. So they lost, your job is never secure at Walmart. Walmart, they will replace you in a heartbeat. So if something's wrong with y'all and your family and you need to take off, you need to take off and take care of your family because you are replaceable. Nobody is irreplaceable at Walmart, and they will replace you like that. If they don't like you, they're going to get rid of you. If you get hurt, they are going to get rid of you. They're going to find something, you're going to do something, they're going to set you up, and they will fire you. That's how Walmart is. The managers, you have some good managers, and then you have some managers that play favorites. So if you work for Walmart, you definitely want to try and be a favorite because otherwise you're going to get the crap work and they're going to be on you and on you and on you and on you. Luckily, I was a favorite, so I didn't really have that problem. Of course, with one manager, he was kind of riding you, but you know, sometimes it's for the best because you want to, you know, get better and better and better and better. And with Walmart, if you're not working like this, then they're going to be on you. So, that was that. I went to photo and wireless and I did good, and I was running circles around the electronics department manager. So when they got rid of that position, I took all of that. So I did photo, wireless, and electronics, and I was really good at it. I had my own system down. I was doing really good. Inventory came and my inventory was down. Like, I was doing really good. Of course, sometimes like you have no help because they give you one person, and lunchtime comes, he got to go to lunch, so I'm the only person out there, and I'm trying to do my stuff that I have to do every Monday. You know, you're redoing the movies. You have to, every Monday is movie day, so you reset the movies. Tuesday you put out the movies. Wednesday price changes, so it's like every day you have stuff you have to do on top of dealing with customers, on top of dealing with stuff they want you to do. And then it got to the point where like 3 years ago they changed it, and you would go where you needed to go. So if grocery needed help, grocery was number one. Grocery makes the store the money. You're going to grocery. So we started working in grocery. So it's like you're department manager of electronics, but then you're going to grocery to work for the day. And not that I don't like helping another department, but when it's every day, it's kind of ridiculous because it's like you have your own department to take care of. Like, my department is my little store, and if I'm over here in this person's store, who's taking care of my store? If I only have one associate, my associate can't get everything done, and then who is it going to come back on? It's going to come back on me because it's like, well, why didn't you get it done? Well, I don't know. Why did you have me in grocery all day? You know, when they came up with the ship from store and pick up today, which the store that I came to in Central Florida didn't have ship from store, but they did have the pickup today. So if those people, if that department needed help, You are going there. You are going grocery shopping in the store for the customer, and then you're shipping it. You're putting it in the boxes and shipping it, putting the labels on it and stacking it on a pallet so it can be shipped. When FedEx comes, they take the pallets. With the pickup today, you're putting it in grocery bags, and you're putting it in the coolers and stuff, or on the shelf in the back, so the customers come and you take it out to their car. So if those departments need help, you are going there, because those make you the money. You got to go where you're needed. So sometimes it's like you don't even have a department because you just go where you needed. The floors at Walmart, I'm sure everybody knows, because I'm sure everybody has shopped at Walmart at one time in their life, are concrete. So walking on concrete floors for 13 years was killer. My feet hurt so bad every day. I can't wear flip-flops because my feet, I can't handle it. It just hurts my feet too bad. If you like spending the holidays with your family, forget about it. That's not a thing at Walmart. Walmart, they don't even let you take time off from November to January 1st. So if you have a birthday in there, you better hope you can talk to your manager and get you 2-3 days off, because Black Friday time, Christmas time, you ain't getting no time off. Every holiday they are open except for Christmas, so that is the only day that you can get off. Christmas Eve they do close early, which is nice, but it's still not that great, you know. So you're working every holiday. Doesn't matter how long you've been there. If you are there, you're working a holiday. And even if you weren't, like, even if you're a department manager and you usually have that day off, no, you're not getting it off. So if you usually have Thursdays and Fridays off, which you're not gonna have Fridays off. All right, so let's do Wednesday and Thursdays off, and Christmas Eve happens to follow on that Wednesday, you're working. If Christmas Eve falls on that Thursday, you're working. If Christmas is on Friday, you good, because you're gonna be off. Thanksgiving, you're working, because that's Black Friday for Walmart. Black Friday is always on Thursday, Thanksgiving. So it's kind of crappy. You have to sacrifice your time for this place that if you get hurt, they're gonna fire you. If they don't like you, they're gonna fire you. And if, you know, they find somebody to do it better, they're gonna fire you. Too much work, not enough time, of course. No job security, because they change the systems all the time. They get rid of positions, and then you have to scramble or you have to leave. When you know people are stealing, you can't do nothing about it. Nothing. Unless the loss prevention people see them stealing, you can't do nothing. You can't touch them. You can't say, hey, I mean, you can say, hey, hi, how are you doing? Can I help you? But it's like, they're not going to say, oh, yeah. They're going to just keep on. Sometimes at night, they'll run out with buggies full of stuff, because they know when people go to break. Everybody goes to break at the same time overnight, which is ridiculous. I don't know why that's the policy and why they follow that, but yep, everybody goes to break at the same time, so that's perfect time. During the day, they don't care. They just steal. Self-checkout is the worst. They're gonna steal there, and it's like, you see them doing it. I saw this man one time putting, like you have the sand buckets for summertime. He was taking the stickers off the sand buckets and putting them on the expensive stuff. So he was paying $1 and change for, this $50 item. You can't do nothing. So after my car accident too, which was, that was a long time ago, but it was a crappy thing that happened to me, so I'm just gonna say it. After my car accident, I wasn't even there for like 3 months. So the next year came along, I had a different manager, and she was a drunk. She was nasty. I did not like her. She finally left, so I out survived her, but she actually wrote me up for poor performance for the previous year. She was like, oh, last year you didn't do this. And I'm like, what? I wasn't even there. I had just gotten back because of my accident. She don't care. So she wrote me up for poor performance for something I couldn't even control because I wasn't there. So, and you have managers like that all the time. I'm not going to say every manager was like that because I did have a couple managers that I loved. But yeah. If you're sick and you have a doctor's note, they don't care. They don't let you give a doctor's note. They don't care. They started the new policy now where if you have like 4 absences, you better watch out, because if you get one more, they're going to fire you in 6 months. So you have like 4 absences, and then that 5th one, they're going to write you up. The 6th one, you gone. No more. No doctor's notes, no nothing. And then holiday pay. What's holiday pay with Walmart? They don't have holiday pay. If you want holiday pay, you have to use your own PTO to get paid. So instead of taking a vacation with your PTO, you could use it as holiday pay, but they're not going to pay you holiday pay, even though you work on those holidays. That's so crappy to me. Those are a couple of the reasons why I left Walmart, y'all. The main reason was I just needed the flexibility because Patience was having the homeschooling because of COVID. When COVID happened, the store that I was at when I moved to Central Florida was horrible. The people were horrible. The co-managers that I had were awesome. They were awesome. They had some points, but yeah, y'all, it was rough. The people were so fake. They were nasty. They were always on you. They were just nasty. So I'm like, you know what? When COVID happened and Patience was having to do the homeschooling for like the last 3 weeks of school, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a leave of absence. And I felt so free. It was so nice. I could breathe. I didn't have to get up at the crack of dawn to go to work. I started doing Uber and DoorDash, and now I have Instacart, and it's been the best thing. If Patience needs to be picked up from school, I can just go and pick her up. If she wants to go out one day, I could just go out with her. If we want to go on vacation, I can go on vacation. I don't have to beg my managers to go on vacation. If I want to have, like, last year for Thanksgiving, I didn't have to worry about working. That was freaking amazing. My first Thanksgiving off ever in 13 years. So I finally was able to celebrate Thanksgiving and not have to go to work. Oh, it felt amazing. Christmas Eve, I was home. Christmas, I'm home. 4th of July, Halloween, I'm home, y'all. I don't have to worry about going to Walmart. But if y'all have ever worked for Walmart, let me know in the comments anything else that you might have quit for or that you don't like. I'm definitely curious to know, and I can make another video about all of that. But let me know your experience working for Walmart. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got a little insight on Walmart and their policies and their people and the customers. But I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day, y'all.
A young boy being lay dreaming. And in the dream,